Constitution of 1995 and Lancaster House Treaties of 2010, which made no clear reference to a nuclear response. This in the face of multiplying threats, including from Russian aggression, as well as a less reliable partner in the United States.
We will save Europe by our example and our solidarity.
The visit has been loaded with pomp and bonhomie, but behind the unifying rhetoric, the French and British leaders are also rebooting the two countries' defence pact.
To strengthen our collective defence and security as Europe's only nuclear powers, providing about 40% of European defence spending. We share a unique
October
7, 2023, for the security of this continent.
Emmanuel Macron and Keir Starmer have agreed to deepen nuclear cooperation and work more closely than ever on nuclear deterrence. They'll also order more Storm Shadow cruise missiles, long-range air-launched weapons jointly developed by the Allies, while stepping up work on the replacement system.
According to British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, was saying, thinking and joint action will also enable us to move forward in terms of capabilities, including on more sensitive issues such as nuclear deterrence.
The declaration signed Thursday will state that the respective deterrence of both countries remain under national control, but can be coordinated, and that there is no extreme threat to Europe that would not prompt a response by both nations. As such, any adversary threatening the vital interests of Britain or France could be confronted by the strength of the nuclear forces of both nations. A statement that goes much further than the joint Chequers Declaration of 1995 and Lancaster House Treaties of 2010, which made no clear reference to a nuclear response. This in the face of multiplying threats, including from Russian aggression, as well as a less reliable partner in the United States.
Mama nhyase ewo UK ho na eno na UK for a plan say they are going to recognize Palestine as a state, Palestinian state. According to Prime Minister your friend is the Kama owo UK ho no ono kire United States no from September ewo yanimi onbehu say Palestine onbe recognize Palestinian as a state. Unim say Palestinian officially no ewiase nyina nhyeda ma wo recognize mo as a state. And so this is the first time UK for omo pese omo tu saa anamo we. Prime Minister Keir Starmer has told his cabinet that the United Kingdom will recognize the state of Palestine by September unless Israel takes substantive steps to end its war in Gaza and commit to a lasting peace process. According to a government statement issued after an emergency cabinet meeting on Tuesday, Starmer said the move would come before the United Nations General Assembly in New York unless Israel agree to a ceasefire, stop plan to annex part of the occupied West Bank and support a political path towards a two-state solution. Enti Kamia say Starmer ya Prime Minister for UK, Kamia say Israel for ni more left and right, and I say what to do. That is how I would say it, because obvious that options are there to the Israel for the edi kind is omunyan to kwa omo ko Gaza. The tosu mienu say omo enye West Bank one Israel 4% omo occupy hono omunyai. Efe so omunyin for two-state solution. Na omunye sa agreement no two-state solution omo enye na anya sa dia September ya no ombe recognize Palestine as a state. Na sansem we so bebre de wo madwenchira aba ya eno so US man panyi Donald Trump onso de na no abetom na Israel for so reject sa plan ni and Israel reject UK plans. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the Israeli Foreign Minister both criticized Starmer's announcement, calling it a reward for Hamas. Starmer rewards Hamas monstrous terrorism and punishes its victims, Netanyahu said on social media. And you know, Sansem Yuba Tudra, ena Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu wade ba to social media so say omo ye we ya na ekamia ye say omo ebo Hamas for abaso body pa omo bo omo abaso na we ne de nya de a ebesi eno na Donald Trump does not plan to follow the UK. Donald Trump said nya de ono no wode na adwene ebema UK for. You could make the case that you are rewarding Hamas if you do that, and I don't think they should be rewarded, US President Donald Trump told reporters. He likened Starmer ultimatum to French President Emmanuel Macron announcement last week planning to recognize a Palestinian. Enti no UK wanya titafo ya oye France President Emmanuel Macron. Enti womu nyina ene eye abekolonsa. Womu nyina wada senkrum ya womu aji atum womu adwena ye baako. I don't know the other countries are omo nyina form sa alliance. Omo pese omo sorry editia Israel for now omo recognize the Palestinian state. Already ni yehu ni say Palestinian for hu ni say Israel for te womo asase so. Hwe. Palestinian for hu ni say baby Israel for te kura na ye womo dia. Enti when they want to recognize Palestinian state in ebeba say majority of star baby Israel for occupy no ombeji say ehoye Palestinian for dia enrechi ye Monday no news no ye hu say Israel for percent omoje Judea Samaria ene nkrokro bia ye wo dia no from ancients of days anyankopon edema wo mo no say die omo pese omoje sa kro ni nyina say they making kind from wo Jeremiah Isaiah honom no Bible ne eka say bre ne ebedru awie ya Erade de sa niema ni nyina sa se niema ye Israelfo de ne de bema wo mo no. That is the Bible prophecy fulfilling. Enti eno so ye nsem a ekoso. Eno so ye nsem a ekoso ewo ho. Enti ma memfa wo enko Yemen. Ma memfa wo enko Yemen. Yemen fo ye kakaben sembi. Omo ye kakaben sembi. Ni nyina ne said they are planning to invade Israel. Na eno ebeden aye ye biem because they say over October 7th they see ya Israel for any da ho ankasa Houthi drilling for invasion of Israel according to reports. Yemen Iranian-backed Houthi rebels are training for invasion of Israel 1,200 miles away. According to defense correspondent Yos Lemon, the terrorist group recently complete training of a third cohort of elite operative for a planned invasion. It duped Al-Aqsa flood, the same name Hamas used for 8 October 7th, 2023 invasion from the Gaza Strip. And according to Yemen for no omosono omaye training papa and nyina tatesa omosuasua ni nyina ne said they are going to invade Israel. And you know and also nsama ekoso ewo Yemen ho a just na we ntokoya wone obi bekon ya wadi ka ma ne a hairs up wadi ka ate ho ache ne say ye wo ye say wode beba no nipa no obeye hwehan na wa hwew sebra nene ne mbeko ana enti we nyina di adanse say wiase enjoye aya na misuma wo mo Middle East wo innocent people a etesa baby honom na etuturafo gu a omo no munsuro moja na de bia no omo pese moja hwiegu na abonsam so ahenie no so Mose misuma saafo ne pa because so hwe ebiunum so wono ma woni na busua wote wo jojo obehu a na chese sekan anase tu ana bomb akwa akoto asene so. In fact ensem ekoso pa na eno na Russia I don't know say rather the person was train Russia for so there because according to report an 8.8 magnitude of earthquake anodin pa ya esi Russia eno so ehon popoye in fact ohwe dan ya ewo so ene niema ese ne niema ejurigugu a eno hu frama no de tsunami gesie pa de akwa Russia Japan ene Hawaii eno so ehon sem na etwa eguo no. One of the strongest earthquakes ever recorded struck Russia far east early Wednesday anopeya sending tsunami waves into Japan. And this earthquake no eno ho tsunami no na ekọ Japan akọ Hawaii and US West Coast bia chese adameji eniyama bebrebe ya authorities HSA warned people away from shorelines and said the risk could last more than a day. Enti eno so ensem a ekoso ewo ho. Enti utumu say ensem na ekoso no se enye Awurade Yesu Kristo ne eba enye Awurade Yesu Kristo eba hwe nsuo pa ato hwe look at it we ye nsuo kase bia ato ewo Beijing China heavy deadly flooding pa ayila fa niema ayila fa cars ayila fa dan hwe enya asem ketoa enti se Awurade Nyankopɔn se won toja na wo to nsuo just 2 days flooding enipa beye mobo enipa ebeye mobo eno ye nsem a ekoso ewo wiase na days of torrential rain have killed at least 30 people in the northern outskirts of Beijing. State media reported that was yesterday as China gripped with yet another deadly rainy season marked by extreme downpours, devastating flood and landslide. And in recent times, no where China ensure yiri a togu China hone nyasam ketua. And where sa earthquake ya esi Russia na home popoye from where miles who reach Russia na wo ko Hawaii where look at the number of distance wo ya ehun asase a wo so ama ehun popoye etumi adu Japan etumi adu Hawaii etumi adu US mantam baby. We shouldn't joke with God. Emiye ni Awurade ho agorokora hwe nsuo ato ayirifie o ato ayirifie the wrath of God no nipa bia ntumi nyina no moma yenhwe yie papa kanokra watches Awurade Nyankopɔn enhyiraw de bia se ye de tuma wo be ehwe we nyina one day ni nyina beso abapa ni nyina ne se Awurade Yesu Kristo ba yesu obehu ye mmobɔ na watumi de yen akobi enti eno so ensem a ekoso we ye Beijing ena ensuo yiri kese ba akoso wo hɔ a ama nipa bebrebe akoso power shortages chese nkane ya edundum na enipa edwane epe baabi akɔhye eno so ye nsem a ekoso. Now we hear President Donald Trump say no was say in fact they Putin ye ewo Ukraine honom no ekamia ye say afono no papa de Putin ye na afono no enti no in fact watch according to sa reporter brebi ye de betu dwa say President Donald Trump emma Russia for 50 days nanka omo adwene ho yie atena se adwene ho na after 50 days no omo age atum na asomdua na ceasefire aba omo ne Ukraine in terms say no akamia say President Donald Trump o lose patient anisa enti from 50 days say what so to 10 to 12 days according to US president no was shorten sa deadline no for Russia agreement ceasefire to 10 or 12 days. And Putin must agree Ukraine ceasefire in 10 or 12 days, according to Donald Trump. US President Donald Trump has presented a new, shorter deadline for Russia to agree to a ceasefire over the war in Ukraine of 10 or 12 days from Monday. Monday. President Trump said there was no reason in waiting any longer as no progress towards peace had been made. Ukraine President Zelensky called the intervention extremely significant. 2 weeks ago, Trump said President Vladimir had 50 days to end the war or Russia would face severe tariff. Speaking at a new conference in Scotland, Trump said he would confirm the new deadline on Monday or Tuesday. And according to President Donald Trump, said, Wama Putin 50 days. Nanka omwa jiatum no omo the ceasefire aba because and some na ekos Russia and Ukraine in term na nipa ewuo ne nsase ese ne niema ese no. In fact o se wo ohwe no wo ye hu bibi. And they say 50 days no wate aba from say hu wo dey about 10 to 12 days. Enti Putin enye hu bibi. enti eno so ensem a ekoso ewo ho enti sebe ya Putin bedi atum anase wonyi ntum no eno ho ensem na ye adwene se ebeyi. I say forget it. I'm not gonna talk anymore. This has happened on too many occasions. I don't like it. Where ye ensem free Donald Trump anum or say just a wakasa wa brɛ nanum to suo nyina asa Putin adan and they say they me ma 10 to 12 days so wanyɛ na wan pass umdue chiri kwan a ɛne na de ebesi odofo aha kan news wada Roma na wa subscribe de ama me papa subscribe for mame subscribe for mame na obetumi nso de wadwen kyerɛ enso de aba pa de ama me Awurade Nyankopɔn obɛhyira wo sɛ wobɛyɛ ne saa de ode ebema me pa Nyankopɔn onhyira so obɛyɛ ne saa me. And this is the ultimatum as it's a new one. President Donald Trump wode akoma Russia for say omonhwe na omonye hu bibi na nya saa pa de a na kyese em se mo pese yi ne ba mo so oyeye kese pa na eba mo so nti we nso nsem a President Donald Trump wode akoma Russia ene ne nkrofo se omonhwe no munye hu bibi na eno na Russia for abeka bibi Russia for de wo hwe a in fact omano ye den pa na omo chire ma huhu enhyada anye wo mu hu bi asa enti the President Donald Trump no in fact enhyada anticle wo mo eno na Russia fires back at Trump ultimatum warning of risks of direct war between the two powers. And to Russia chira sa ultimatum na Donald Trump wo kan de shada enye yehu se dem di kan kai no na omo chira se sa de ya Trump warn risk of direct war between omo Russia and the US. And some ba wiase yo and some ba wiase se Russia and US for be ko a Edie ne besi wiase eja beto wiase nipa nya baabi and this abotan bi ase ne yakwa akwhye because this is two nuclear heads power state asem ne yekai Russia for nuclear weapons akukuda and ahwe US for so weapons upon weapons amanya nuclear weapon kwa no wo mo wo enti according to Russia no Russia say US for they should back off back off because we are say making ga ho ne nkyere say back off, we are not Iran. Putin aid issue chilling war threat to US. And according to Dmitry Medvedev, or your former Russia president, or your close ally de ma Putin. In fact, wakasana just a Putin na akasa. Or no na waka say, chilema was see US for you. They should back off. Or more Iran for na Trump wababe huna war mu. Na dia uye warne risks of direct war between omo and the US. Nti eno so ne nsama akwa ababeto ho enti Russia for kire say 12 days or say 10 days and Donald Trump ode amaye no back off nya Iran for na waba be hunaye yo mame fa enko Brazil nso bre bi ba na nkomo ni Israel for wa nyankofa in fact na Israel for ni wo mu didwa eba akon weapons a omu tobi na omu so oma tobi na eno na Brazil for chire ma se omu adwa Israel for pa in fact omu adwa wo mu na ni nyina ne se ensem a ekoso wo Gaza ho no omu Brazil for ndi omu ani nhyada anye ho sa omu ani enye ho enti ne senti no onyankofa bia omu ne Israel for ewon se di omu pese omu twa sa anyankofa nim omu pese omu twa sa anyankofa nim enti eno so ye ensem a Brazil for womode ababeto ho ede ama Israel for say Israel for say die ye hwede ekoso ewo Gaza honum na kire se ye na monyankofa ne ye pese say die yetwam. Brazil say it has decided to impose a whole host of sanctions on the Israeli regime, affecting the country's diplomatic, commercial, and military ties with Tel Aviv over the latest October 2023 present war of genocide on the Gaza Strip. Addressing a high-level United Nations Conference on Palestine in New York On Monday, Foreign Minister Mauro Vieira said, as part of the punitive measures, Brasilia was to halt export of military equipment to the region. And according to Brazil foreign minister Mauro Vieira, na watch say because of punitive punishment, one person they punish Israel for military equipment export be and say tin tonto twem and Israel for no akodiemu exchange be and say Brazil for no twem. And also Yensema Ekoso Ewo Israel and Brazil. Say Israel has been left alone. Israel has been left alone several times. Israel. God is doing that. You know why? God is doing that because person will be able to aha. Ain't you know? Brazil for so abeka one more. They say one more ye or more a free Israel for and chain. Or more beka one more. Iran. Over Iran, any Israel. Message say Donald Trump a born home the wire dear. Ya what this ceasefire ba. But me say aye ball a suja. Said the Monday and Becca say Iran for some the my ready for bibia papa na je chetere and a je kekere. Just say omo my ready. In fact, who to me say omo den nyina omo weapons kura omo. Enti omo ti he na tese ntokwa akoso eno na IRGC ya omo ye Islamic Revolution God Caps omo eye Iran for akofo soldier for pa o tese omo di Ayatollah Ali Khamenei chi papa omo na de warning bi ede akoma US for ni nyina na say Iran wants US, we are ready for war, says IRGC chief. And according to Sir Asoja Fue, almost said they are ready for any war with US, with Israel, Juana, they are ready. Tension escalates as the head of Iran Islamic Revolution God Caps delivers a stern warning to the United Nations, declaring we are ready for war. The statement comes amid rising geopolitical friction in the Middle East, fueling concern of potential military confrontation between the two nations. It's where US for a good Middle East war, nina a peacekeeping soldiers for tension between US and Iran for. Chese omo ye na omo akoto bomba bomu ene nyamanyama omo stop omo from any say ombe nuclear weapon. Iran force omo so uranium no omo nyai ne sa wo sa tension e cost between omo ni US for any Israel for. According to RRG chief no was say we are ready for any war. We are ready for war. We are ready for war. And omo you ready for war there. And I was say yes so you ready for rapture because Eradi Nyankopon sha na ko Pastor Paul J. The be I always say it. Say papa yi na waboa wade dwumadie yi aba. Ni nyina na se wo pese ye ni da ye ho so. Na ye hu ha wa wiase si kɔ. Na bibi kɔba ne se checherepe. Na che se ye kɔ. Aha. Enti eno so eye de ekoso ewo wiase akankre ye di bi de ebrew. Na North Korea for so the one abeto sa nuk ye can nuka nuclear weapon nuclear weapon ye twa so ne nuk enti nuk nsema e kwaso Iran US for ntem ye be nuk ye ma wonye nuk ene sa ne amane ma we North Korea for so the one abeto according to Kim Jong Un we Kim Jong Un ade ba ko de hoahoa no ho pa ye ne nuclear weapon. Kim Jong Un ne nuclear weapon there in fact or the huahua no papa, or the huahua no ho papa. No, and Kim Jong Un. What should I say? North Korea is openly warning the US to recognize it as a nuclear power or abandon hopes of future diplomacy backed by Russia. North Korea says denuclearization is off the table and that Washington expectations are outdated. Kim Jong-un sister mock US efforts and desisted the 2025 reality demanded a new reproach. And according to North Korean, or much less say, or say US for a recognizing almost say, omo ye nuclear weapon nation. Na omo try say ombe decolonization. Na say ombe try say the omo ye Iran no say be ya asumdie bebe wiase nti no omo de sanction ne amaniama to work ekwan bi to diplomacy bi to there bi omo North Korea for there ewiase nyae omo na womo nye omo nuclear weapon. If not, any grave consequences pa ebeba. Until I say Kim warns US of grave consequence if pressured over nuclear weapon. And you know, omo chere say US for pressure omo about any nuclear weapon any amaniama dia. Omo ntwema US for kra. Omo nye Iran for. And you know, o he de akoso wiase na medofo. Ni nyina chere say wiase noy. Ewiase enyoye kra ewiase enyoye na eno na Belarus Belarus na Russia Lukashenko a the president of Belarus anadan for pa any Russia eno na drone bi a chese no so akofa Belarus efichire ba bia o mate atofom say no Lukashenko hwehwe obi a wode saa drone ni betwa mu fa ho. Wo hwehwe obi a wode saa drone ni betwa mu fa ho. Nti utumi say saa honom no so are very tight. Wo hwe Russia border so ko Ukraine border so Belarus border so Latvia Lithuania honom no Poland honom no hon so are very intense. Ewiem nyoy asase so nyoy. Nti no according to Belarus no omo kire say UAV bia ono no about 2:33 AM anahomachi o wo betwa mu fa wo mu airspace baby no wo atena to form na say die wo mu hwehwe nipa kora wo de saa de ne befa ho na se wo mu sa so nipa ni mu a na kire se die ebesi aha kanokre news ewiase nyoye enema akoso owiase o medofo enema ekoso owiase enti no se ebia wo hye dan follow enema ekoso owiase wan hwe ya ye kan bibi se ya ebeye wasomu yibi kakra na sese ye kase Awurade Yesu Kristo ba wan hwe ya wo hye da enyi ni papa but ni nyina no that is what is happening enema ekoso ewo wiase no Awurade Nyankopon hyira se wo beye ne sa de amame na Christian persecutions so ekoso the rise of Christian persecution Ghana right Yesu yada wase se wama ya sumdui etese Ghana we have peace they say ye to me sorry for Bible share your motuom edi Awurade Yesu Kristo ho adanse pa bebre ya obia entumi enye ye hwe na eno na at least 21 killed in attack on East Congo Church by Islamic State-backed rebels, civil leader says. And in 21, Christopher 21, and say Congo, or DR Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, and also Niempa 21, Yekun Womo ya, ewo church premises, ewo Eastern Congo by Islamic State rebels. Yes, ISIS fui, omakwa tuasho, enipa 21 so, ewo sorry them, ya yekun womo. Entino sansem when kofu bredi womo anu abetu too much ese, ye ma womo ya kwa papa ye chere se, emo ya, enso so, na chese di abano. Wohya, enyama ekosu wiase na, Awurade Yesu Kristo wo ba papa because everything the Bible says bibia Awurade Yesu Kristo kan wo na asem nim no ekoso papa na echire he ya yenchire he ya bokina boko ho no mo chese sabre ya mikese Ghana fo Mahama ne nkrofo deploy troops de akobokina border so odi akobokina border so ni nyina ne se wo hwe enema ekoso between the Mamprusi and Kusasi group from dada ntoko dada bio Mamprusi force om na di ade Kusasi force om na di ade saa ade we na kofa nyema bebrea mika se okwa boku sabre mika se ya ensem bebre pa ekoso a eno nso so enye asem ketoa ewo ho na wokọ Thailand eno Cambodia obe Cambodia ewo Asia ho baby ehwa nso na Thailand wo sa nkrofo nso so could have been a conflict ekoso between Thailand and Cambodia for I think say 2025 year na aso asopa ni nyina ne say they are claiming ownership of ancient temple bi e wo ho asoli o se ba bia ye omosom omobosum ni bi o se de ben de be ye temple wo ho saa de we so de nsem bebre ya enipa bebre so ewu e wo Thailand ene Cambodia conflict mu. And when we are talking about conflict na nye Israel ene Hamas nko a conflict bebrebe e koso se de make ye hwena no ya Burkina Faso boko ya Mamprusi ne kosasefo nso so omode abo ani dendenden a ekoso. So there has been no rest. Inti boko chieftaincy dispute no akoso a ewo hwa ya wo bola suja ewo hwa na so ewo hwa na adum ewo hwa na so Awurade Nyankopɔn hyira wo medofo se enne so woje bre na wo hwe kanokre news ni nyina ene se Awurade Yesu Kristo oba ni nyina ene se ewiase asumdue no afiri ho because wo hwe a ayitola de wo ye say uranium enrichment no mu nyai na Donald Trump says moye nuclear weapon 10 ye be say ne 10 ye mma mo kwan po ma monye o hwe de Putin wo ye ya omo se wo mo ntehwe ya Donald Trump after 50 days award ma Putin yi say 50 days what so in 12 to 10 to 12 days Putin say na omo ntehwe Russia for so omo ntehwe enti after 10 to 12 days dien na Donald Trump be ye Iran force are ready to fight. Say Houthi, Yemen Houthi for ye train is the Israel for be boy ni. Boko and tokwa akoso. Thailand ene Cambodia and tokwa akoso. Tokwa akoso baby bebre ya we cannot even say it all. Komo koso Christian persecution arise each and every day. Where earthquakes 8.8 see Russia be in cheddar and see Russia why a drew sapping. A home popoyo where flooding na jese esia enya asem ketwa enti no ni nyina dia dance se Awurade Yesu Kristo oba Awurade Nyankopɔn hwa se enen so woje bre na wo share kanokre news makra